GM.
Hello, everybody. It's been a long time since we had one of these, so we kind of got a little bit, how can I say, busy with other stuff. But anyhow, here we are, 5 years. And actually, the anniversary was this past weekend, right? But we now know that there's much better things to do over the weekend than hearing us talk about crypto, DAOs, and staking. So I'm running notes. But anyhow, thank you very much for coming in. It's Thursday, August 27th, and we're really happy to be here with everyone that came here to listen to us. And more importantly, has been following us since day one, right? So, but anyhow, let's keep this short. I think this is something of a memory lane live stream. So, but anyhow, we started back in 2021, launching liquid staking on Near. I think those were really exciting times. But it's been 5 years, right? And we kind of evolved. And more importantly, we met a lot of people, collaborated with a lot of folks, said a lot of things that maybe did not came to materialize. But then that's the way entrepreneurship is, right? You build, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't, but you just continue building. So, Lucio, how you doing, my friend?
How you doing, my friend? Yes, 100%. I think that being there constantly is also something that we need to celebrate. Not everything goes 100% how you plan it, but that's entrepreneurship. That's inevitable. I think the longer you stay trying, and to be honest, our new way of doing incubation talks about that. The more you stay trying, the more chances you have to hit it, let's say, or keep growing like we are doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much, everybody. GM. So, okay, let's start with the agenda. Francisco, let's put the next slide in. Okay, so we got a lot of things going on, right? We need to review. Yes, like I said, yeah, I think we missed this slide, right? It's like chapter 5. Yes. How many chapters? Well, as long as we continue breathing, staking is there, and we continue to provide a service for a community and for a blockchain protocol, we're gonna still be here, right?
Yeah.
In one way or another, different shapes and forms, right? I think that's an important thing to do. But anyhow, so yes, milestone review, foundations from 2021 to 2022. What happened, all of our capabilities, enhancements, Q1 2026 milestones. There's a lot of things going on. So anyhow, we got some good partnerships coming on as well, and we got a campaign as well going on the marketing side. So yeah, lots of things to kickstart. But now, more important, right? What was the evolution, right, from one protocol to a multi-chain DAO? And I think
It is a memory lane, Claudio, but it's a surprise at the end. So let's remember together.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to the ups and downs, right? So we need to understand that this is where this industry or this technology is being shaped as we speak, right? There's protocols coming and going. There's a lot of uncertainty, but that's part of it, right? That's kind of what we set out to do, and we continue to commit to this reality where we believe that we can make a protocol that is owned by the community. It's easier said than done.
Yeah. And I think also it is generation, because, for example, right now, how many people you know are buying, let's say, newspapers in the real paper?
Yeah.
even less
There
and less.
are
How
still
many?
newspapers, right?
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
you
how
don't
many
see a
people
lot of
buy them?
people.
Yeah. How many
No, no,
young people are going into brick and mortar banks?
yeah,
How many people is going to be, say, talking to the teller?
exactly,
So I
exactly,
think
exactly.
crypto will have the same adoption. So it is a long-term adoption, because once you start using it, and it's mostly young people start using it, you
Yeah.
you you don't have the patience to use the old system. So inevitably, I think crypto will be, let's say, growing permanently.
Yes. So anyhow, so let's continue. And let's continue on this and just try to understand where we started, where we're heading, right? I think for us, yes, 2021 is all about getting liquidity in, and liquidity in basically is TVL, or total value locked. Then we kind of morphed into more utility. So what do you do with the liquid staking token? Then, like, how do you service that and bring that to other chains? And then how you scale it, right? Now, the infrastructure side in 2025 was really interesting because we kind of found out a way where we can let everybody run a node. And then 2026 is just right. Where do we do this restructuring? And of course, this is there's a couple of things happening, right? Near had its own halving. There was this kind of crypto winter that we're going through, even though now it seems like recuperating a little bit. So it's been a little bit and remember back in 2022, 2023, I think everybody was thinking that crypto was going to disappear, right? So with FTX implosion, so anyhow, so we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. um it will get a little bit worse before it gets a little bit better, but at the end of the day, that's the way it is, right? We had the pleasure to work with a lot of good investors as well, and so we got good support. Shout out to Near Foundation as well. They've been really supporting us throughout all this process. They now Near is going more onto the AI route, and for Metapool, we kind of understood that we needed to also review what we were doing, and this is where the incubation comes in. There's a couple of projects being incubated by members of the Metapool DAO, and so that we are supporting, and so yeah, it's like it's an evolution. So next slide, Francisco, please. So going from 2021 to 2022, right? So we did a bunch of things. Meta yield was one of it, right? Metaboat, and this is kind of went in and evolved into tools that we're using right now for the Metapool DAO. Um, I think for those that may be new, yes, we started as pure liquid staking token. You grab your Near, you deposited it. We gave you a token which was accruing the value of the staking rewards at that time. And this is something very important that I really want to for people to realize. So Lucio basically invented the non-rebasing token. At that time, I kind of didn't understand that, and I think a lot of investors saw that, but kind of poker face it a little bit, right? Because they were asking, okay, this is rebasing or non-rebasing? Maybe you can go a little bit into that, Lucio, because I think
No,
that's a
yeah,
really
no,
important one, something that we should really acknowledge and understand that was at that time was an innovation in itself, right?
no, yes, yes. To be honest, it was a very nice year. That one, everything was crazy. I remember money was flying around in the crypto space everywhere. Everybody was excited. This was the crazy moment. Right now, we are in a stabilizing part of the curve. But as I said, I think we will grow again. And yes, at that time, if you remember, uh, Ethereum staking was big, but it wasn't redeemable. It was like a jump of faith. you deposit your Ether, but there were no scheduled distribution time. It was just lock it and we will see when we return it to you. And at that point, there was some kind of staking on Ethereum that was STE, but it wasn't. It was a rebasable token, so it was very complex to manage. So, yeah, and yes, you were right. It was the first liquid staking on Near and the first liquid staking after that on Solana, the same infrastructure. So
Yeah.
a very good moment to have that crazy idea, let's say.
Yeah, well, it's that's the way it goes, right? And we met by chance on the Discord server of Near, right? And I think it was a good match of skills, and we've been together ever since, right? We grew the team, and this is very important, right? Really want to give a shout out to folks who were there since the beginning. Leandro was there. There was a couple of other folks. Lucas was there. Uh, and for us, it was really exciting times. Just trying to build the team and the challenges that come with that, right? Now, forward to 2022, how do you give utility to ST Near? So we had MetaYield, which was kind of like a launchpad type style platform. But then kind of everything imploded, right? Like FTX went belly up going into 2023. And that's where we got our first taste of a real crypto winter, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's part of the process, right? Things that work, and I think it's just a lesson in maturing and understanding who's here for the long term, who's here for the short term. Even though, to be totally transparent, there was a lot of people that were portrayed as good actors, and then there were bad actors, right? And so you really have to thread on lightly on who you were partnering with, who you were trying to build this long-term relationship. And I think we were really lucky in the sense of having like the maturity to understand who was a good actor and a bad actor.
Yeah,
Just
100%.
for reference,
We
yeah,
saw
go.
all the nuclear bombs explode, but all of them far from us. So I think that we were lucky, and at some time also very, let's say, we wanted from the beginning to build. So the idea was build, no, let's say, to get rich in 2 months schemes. So I think that that's
Exactly.
part of why we were away from the blast radius.
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, so that's kind of 2021, 2022. You want to go to the next slide? Yeah, 2023, we really had a breakthrough year. Yes, we incorporated Ethereum. So we partnered with SSB Networks. A shout out to the SSB team. I had a really good conversation yesterday with Matthias from SSB that I actually met him in 2022 in December. No, I think it was in Austin. I met him in Consensus, and we met randomly at a 7-Eleven, right? Like we were randomly there, was having a smoke. He came out and oh, you're from the conference? Yeah, from the conference. Oh, I'm from Singapore. Oh, I'm from Mexico. Oh, okay, we're a long ways from home. Yeah, and that's how we started talking. Then 2020, then and this is something that I think right now that I miss, and that I'm hopeful that crypto brings into all industries, right? And I think the only one is that maybe AI is going at a different pace or hyper fast. But I hope traditional finance can really understand what crypto brings, right? So we met SSB in July 2022. We committed to building in September, October, and then we launched in 2023 at November. That's March. So we went October, November, December, January, February, and then we were launching in around 4 months. And this is a big shout out that I need to give out to all our dev team at Metapool. Some of them sadly are not with us anymore, right? But Chema was there, right? Leandro was there. Kun was there. Also, and a lot of folks that if I miss, I'm sorry about that. Maybe Lucio, you want to give a
Danny,
shout out as well. Danny, exactly,
Danny building with SSB.
exactly,
Well,
exactly.
for us, it's sometimes simple, but the people on the trenches are making the technology work. Yes, they suffer it a little. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a good experience, right? And so um, then we kind of reset also our tokenomics as well on 2023. Um, and it's been and here I would like to take a pause and say it's not easy, right? We gave it our best shot at creating a value accrual process for our tokenomics, and I think this is kind of like the final frontier in crypto, right? Because you're so dependent on the underlying primitive, in this case, the staking rewards, for that to be translated into value to our governance token. Uh, and creating this cycle, we thought that we had a good design for it. We talked to a couple of folks, and there was never really a clear answer, right? And I think even Lido is also facing these issues, right? Um, because there's no way to correlate it uh, without a buyback program, right? Or buy and burn. And so I think it's interesting to see how we were early on in this, and we're continue to be early, right? Because we still haven't hit the nail on the head and really like have something that is scalable. But then again,
I
yeah, we
think
kind of started there, right?
I think tokens and DAOs, even that everybody says that those are dead, like DeFi was dead, and it's not dead. Those are like the formalization of what you mentioned. Let's say that you can meet somebody that lives on the other side of the world and build something in 6 months. That is something that you still can do in crypto and you cannot do in anywhere else. And DAOs are, I think, still the way to formalize that. I don't know what will be the final, let's say, form of a DAO, but the solution is not coming back to the traditional finance. So we will continue experimenting with that. Yes.
Yes, and that's part of the game. That's part of what we set up to do. We're going to continue to evolve in this. We're going to continue to revise it until we feel that we have something that is will be a will meet at in the middle, because what we did when we set out to launch this tokenomics is that all value accrual, like minimal value, was being stored at the protocol level, and most of the value was being spread out to the end users. And that dynamic didn't really spiral into something bigger. It kind of stayed in its own silo and didn't provide any value of growth, right? It provided a mechanism to distribute the value, which is great, but then it wasn't making the pie bigger, and I think that was a tough lesson, but a lesson nonetheless. And now we know that it doesn't work, right? But anyhow, so let's not lick our wounds too much, right? I think the most important thing is that we're continuing to evolve. Now 2024, we launched the multi-chain DAO. So we launched liquid staking on ICP, Solana. Multi-chain governance got delivered as well, so you could vote with your Ethereum wallet. And this were good tools to build. Sadly, staking, a liquid staking in ICP didn't turn out as planned. We kind of acquired a protocol that was staked ICP, right?
Yeah, stake ICP. Yeah.
And so it was a good lesson learned in the sense that sometimes acquisitions don't go as planned, and the protocol itself doesn't provide the necessary means for this to flourish, and it's fine.
No,
It
no,
is the way it is.
that is important. I think is that another reason to evolve into building for crypto in general, for the idea, for the technology, for adoption. Because at the end of the day, those particular products are inevitably depending on the chain itself. So if ICP doesn't go 100% into their own chain and stakings, and then there's no way to grow in a space that is shrinking. So uh, near is not that way, but it's similar in the sense that it will, let's say, de-emphasize DeFi and is moving into AI and multi-chain swap. So you cannot build outside of the, let's say, you cannot get bigger than the chain itself. So I think that
Exactly.
going into incubating and going multi-chain was a very good decision.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's just you continue to navigate the industry, right? You continue to navigate, and that's what protocols are doing as well. Don't get us wrong. It's not a it's not a bug. It's a feature, right? That's how it is, right? And you learn new ways to work with and collaborate with different folks. And as I said, we were pretty lucky. Shout out to Shashi Shekhar from Not Alone Ventures, who really onboarded us into ICP. We continue to work with Shashi on other ventures. Um, and that's the way it is. You work with folks that you trust, and then you take it one step at a time. But anyhow, so let's go to the next slide, Francisco. So, and this is, I think this was a really standout year, 2025. We were working with Near Foundation since 2023 to support onboarding enterprise node operators into the ecosystem. We managed to do a couple of good deals. Deutsche Telekom was one of them. Shout out to Deutsche Telekom MMS team. We had some great sessions in Berlin at for Blockchain Week Berlin. Then Vodafone was another one. Saudi Telecom was another one. Entity Data was another one. Shout out to JJ from the Entity Data team back there in Lima, Peru, where we did a big hackathon there. And it was just an outstanding event. More than 60, 70 developers there working on the NearEye infrastructure as well. So it was really great, to be honest. We decided that we could onboard node runners. And for node runners, what we describe as a node runner is an individual that understands blockchain technology, maybe not as in depth as maybe Lucio or some of the devs or the infrastructure side, maybe not as a DevOps or system administrator, but he or she understands it. And so I think that we created this nice platform where you just pay a monthly fee and we take care of everything: the staking, running the nodes, your staking rewards, and whatnot. So that was a really, really interesting part of it. And yeah, really, really happy about it. Excited. We launched this at Staking Summit in Dubai with all of our partners there, right? So I think it was one of these things that you don't know how big it is until after you've done it, right? So anyhow, so we had a good time there. We also had a chance to bring in our community members there. So a shout out to Jim. He was there, as well as Tiago from our marketing team and BD team was also there, and so it was a really great experience. Lucio got to met him in person as well. So so anyhow, so that's the way it is. It was a great. It's still running. It will be decided next year if it continues or not. But right now, around more than 42% of nodes running on the network, on the near network, are using our infrastructure. That goes to say how solid it is. We haven't had any outages or anything, so we have good partners in that sense. But anyhow, Lucio, you wanna
No,
add
no,
some more to this?
40% talks by itself. It was a great success, to be honest. I think I also think that the NIA Foundation recognized that that's a promise that you say that you made and you committed and you performed about it, because you say, okay, we will gonna go. I remember it was like 200 nodes, and you say, okay, for that month we will be 300, from that month we will be 400, and it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
reaching
was.
all the goals. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Claudio, yeah, Claudio hitting people, but okay, it worked.
yeah, I kind of get a little bit savage sometimes, but no, and just yeah, going back on memory lane. So it was 2024. Yes, it was 2024. Um, we were in Asia. We did a 3 month stint there. Um, we were for Token 2049. Then we went for the DevCon in Bangkok. And so we sat down with Ilya, right? And we said, hey, this is the node program, right? We think we can scale this for sure. And what's your goal? How many nodes do you want on the network, right? And he said, well, I want to hit 500, right? And I said, well, okay, sure. Let's do. It's an aggressive goal, and it was collaboration between Near Protocol, Near One, us, and the node operators, right? A shout out to every one of them, right? Sherry Servers is one of them. There's a couple of folks there that we really want to thank for their support. Block Damon is another one, right? And so what happened here was two things. One, they needed to upgrade the protocol itself, Near Protocol, right, to support more nodes. So that was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
shout out to Bowen and Near One team, because they made sure that there were enough slots there, right? And maybe Lucio, here you can deep dive a little bit into an important part of just there's different type of nodes, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
so maybe so people can
Yeah,
get
yeah,
a little bit of the
they have,
agenda.
at some point they have like 100 full nodes that you need to have around 1 million near to be part of that, and 200 chunk nodes. A chunk node is a node that validates a small part of a block, not a full block. And the other 100 were the ones that validated full blocks. And the program was so successful that we reached those 300 limit of nodes. I don't know when. I think in middle of the year. It was
Yeah,
very good. So they had to do about. They are very good technically, to be honest. The near one team and Bowen, amazing. They did an important change at the low level in order to increase that to 500. So really interesting, and this was in the middle of their changes to make more shards, and the changes to have the inflation rate. So shout out to them, to be honest. But we were the
yeah,
cause. We were the reason why NIR went from 300 to 500 nodes max.
exactly, exactly. So it was a good lesson in the sense of understanding that there's more to it than just upgrading. Upgrading the protocol is not, it's not a trivial. It's not trivial. And this is a shout out again to Ilya and his team. Like Near
Yeah,
hasn't
to be
had
honest. Yeah.
any outages at all since going on mainnet
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
that is
It's
incredible.
like
Yes.
blazing fast and it's efficient. Um, but it needs to find its mojo a little bit. Hopefully, they will do it with AI, um, with this new AI narrative. But we will be here supporting through the node infrastructure. So, okay, so let's now to reality. What's 2026, right? So for us right now, we've onboarded 60 new validators into it. These are node runners, chunk only producers. Um, we went into restructuring with Metapool Improvement Proposal number 26. And we kind of went into kind of like incubating the next evolution of products, right? Metapool is going to continue to be as is. Are we going to be adding more networks? That's to be determined, to be honest, because it's been this restructuring is happening as a whole, right? We incorporate, for example, in 2025, we've incorporated into with IP was called, right?
Story
Story
protocol. Yeah.
protocol. Now it's data, um, and we had some good success there. The protocol had some good success, but then like everything in life, right? Priorities change and changing of a co-founder left and a little bit of a startup drama. To be honest, it's not even crypto drama. That's startups for you, right? Just sometimes
Yeah, that.
there's
Yeah.
there's a misalignment of interest between investors, the builders, and the founders, and that's the way it goes. And so,
That's again, we executed perfectly what we had to do. We deployed the liquid staking token. We incorporated the liquid staking token into the DeFi swaps dexes that they have.
yeah,
So on our side, it went all perfect, and it went well. The staking was good and was flowing. But again,
yeah,
it all depends on the let's say the eyeballs the network can get. That is the
exactly.
reality right now, and that's why it is difficult to see new layer ones. Yes.
Yeah, I think, and what we're seeing right now is more L2s, right? So it's kind of like stablecoin focused chains, right? Robinhood being one of them, right? They've attracted a lot of TVL lately. It's all through memes, right? And that was kind of the playbook that IP wanted to do. And we were kind of playing with that idea as well, but it just didn't go their way. And so that's the way it is. We no harm, no foul. I think for us, the most important thing is we got to meet a lot of cool people there, some very good builders. But then again, you kind of move forward, and then you rinse and repeat, right? So we've incubated 3 products. One of them, most outstanding one, is D2 app. That was something that the team was really excited about. And we kind of why we started incubating is because we saw that things were not going to go that well this year, and so we said, okay, let's restructure. Let's give folks a chance for them to build whatever they're passionate about. And a lot of their team members were passionate about streamers, right? Game streamers and the economics behind them. And so to Franzo and their team there that is pushing every day. And but anyhow, so Monade is another one, the self custodial wallet, and then we have Daily Loot, kind of like a raffle type style program. And we had our fair share of success with all 3 of them. But now they're coming to a point where they need to kind of fly out of the coop, right? And so some of them are more ready than the others, but that's the way it is, right? Sometimes they fly, sometimes they don't. And yeah, we wish them the best of luck. But anyhow, Lucio, you wanna say some more here?
No. That Big Two is doing very well. At least the last time we spoke with them, they are growing. There's a lot of interest in the streamer space. It is bigger than I thought. We are doing a stream right now, so looks like everybody and their dog will be doing streaming, and they are creating a very interesting tool, very fun tool, very nice to use. And the idea is to try to not only provide a tool, provide a game, but also provide an entry point for the people that watch streams, that are millions, into the world of crypto. Let's say, okay, you can do this. This is something new that you do. This is something new people that you follow. This is a better way to support them. That is crypto instead of any platform that gets, I don't know, 35% of what you're sending to your, let's say, creator. So it is quite interesting, and it has a lot of place to grow. And the other interesting part about Bichu is that it's growing in a different place that is not the crypto space. It's not crypto bros. It is streamers and people that watch them. So quite interesting. Monate is more like an idealistic bet, if you like. It is self-custody. Is present to anyone that wants to an easy ramp on into crypto. Since there is a less, how can you say, less monetization possible there, it will be more difficult. And the same for daily loot. This kind of things require a lot of money put up front, and this is what has been difficult in crypto in the entire year. So let's hope that at the end, I have a firm hope that at the end of the year and the next year will be another bull year for crypto. So let's be ready to start a bull year in the best position possible.
Exactly. And so, and there's partnerships also that we need to address, right? I think there's some cool stuff happening here. But anyhow, we can go to the next slide, Francisco. So this is what we build, right? That this is what we have right now. I think the most important thing for us is like, how do we understand? How do we grow, right? Even though the industry is not growing, so there's no more new people coming in, and so we face that challenge. Are we going to be plateauing? Is it gonna stagnant? Is it gonna stay stagnant? Those are things that we need to kind of navigate through. Now, on the governance side, is can we do this as a community, right? And this is a tough question that we need to answer. Because
to be honest, yeah, we have the tools. The problem is that the participation is low. That is,
yeah,
but that is
exactly.
inevitable. To be honest, I think next year will be a bull year, and then we will go back to more interest. But the tools are there. Metapool never stopped being a DAO and never will. So the problem is there is interest or there is interest. So I think there will be. And another interesting point about the participation in or the incubation is that the protocols or the projects we are incubating will provide tokens for the DAO itself. So being part of the DAO is not just right now just being part of the DAO, it's also being part of the incubator. So the tokens you own, if you are part of the DAO, you are participating, you have your stake, you have your MPDAO. We will grow that treasury with tokens of the project that we incubate. So nobody knows if the project will go 10x, 100x, or zero, but everybody will be, everybody will have a ticket on the ride if you are part of the DAO. And to be honest, this is alpha also. I think I talked with you about this. I intend to make a couple of proposals before the end of the year in order to, again, improve the way that the token is working. So if you are part of that or you want to participate, pay attention to the governance channel. We are preparing these proposals to approve and execute if everybody's okay at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think it's important to understand that we haven't gone anywhere, right? Yes, we've gone a little bit silent, even though the marketing team and communications team has done an excellent job with their resources to spread the word there. Shout out to Marcela and Francisco. Shout out to Brian and Tiago, also from the marketing team. We had to like let them go. That's reality. But I really want to acknowledge all their participation and effort that they did. So thank you very much, Tiago and Brian for being with us for a few years. But then we needed to restructure, and wishing them the best on their new ventures. Okay, so I think an important thing is we haven't stopped collaborating. Peerfolio is an important partner for us in the near ecosystem for Metapool. We wanted to do more stuff beforehand, but I said we talked to Charles and we said, hey, like this is the best venue that I can give you, right? We will do some more stuff as we evolve. That's a commitment I did with Charles. He's one of the founders of Peerfolio. Ryan is also here, so thank you very much for joining us. There's a couple of people there on the channel if you want to have a shout out as well. But anyhow, Peerfolio, Charles, Ryan, welcome to our 5th anniversary live stream. So tell us a little bit about what you do, what Peerfolio is, and take it from there. The stage is yours.
Thanks for having us here. Appreciate you including us in your celebration. Yeah, this partnership is really, really important to us as well. You know, Lucio, you mentioned that one of the challenges is there's less people coming into crypto, and how do we prepare for that? There are less people, but there are more institutions. Institutions are leading the way in adoption of crypto. And if we have this belief that there's going to be a rally in 2025, or if you have just a foundational belief in the long-term value of crypto platforms, then tools like Peerfolio are helpful ways to help onboard the people in your network that want to know more about this space. So we're really focusing on closing that gap between the gap between institutional adoption and lagging retail adoption. So our goal is to be easy enough that your mother and your father could use Peerfolio. So when you have people in your life that ask you, what do I want to do in crypto? How do I earn more yield that I can get on a bank account? You can send them a link, just like this QR code that we have here, which is a link to a strategy of mine. You can see if you can find what categories I've included in PDAO and what categories I've included near. And we make it really easy to on-ramp from fiat into crypto, acquiring yield on crypto in ways that are much more approachable for non-technical people who really just want the value, but are not interested in navigating wallets and esoteric terms related to cryptocurrency.
100%. That is exactly what the next wave will be. Let's say the early adopters, crypto nerds, are all into the space. Now the next space, the next wave of people is people that doesn't want to know how to set up a wallet or throw a dice 50 times to get a seed phrase. Yes, I think you are going in the right direction, Charles.
Yeah, and the Metapool partnership, this is our first integration with a yield provider. So really happy to offer Peerfolio users a way to earn interest on the NEAR in their portfolio. And this is just the beginning of what we're intending to be, which is an aggregator of different DeFi protocols. So where you have all these different DeFi protocols within NEAR, outside of NEAR, that are really designed for a more technical audience, we integrate those into Peerfolio and make them more accessible to a wider group of people. But that really depends on the community, like the community here, making use of Peerfolio, creating a strategy, even if you want to just define your strategy there and hold on to it such that when the market rallies, you can send a link to someone, and when they open it up, like if you scan this code, you'll see that, hey, these tokens have performed really well over the last 30 days. And it'll give people more information and help them have greater context, understand how they can fit into their overall financial picture.
Perfect. And so Charles and Ryan, I think it's important for folks to understand um, what keeps you motivated into building crypto, right? I think this is. I think we talked maybe last year. I think we had our first interactions, right? And it's taking um, some time for this partnership to be announced and to put in
Yeah.
forward. Um, but what is it that keeps you motivated day by day, right? To build in crypto. There's a lot of builders in our community as well, so maybe some words of
Yeah.
encouragement should be good. But anyhow, any insights that you have, feel
Yeah,
free
for me,
to
it's
share them.
what keeps me going is our team. So I love working with Ryan, who's on the call, Jacob Nall as well. So we really support each other, and get that great benefit of working with them when I'm having a rough day and they're not having such a rough day. They can motivate me as well. But then besides that, it's I grew up in a family where we didn't have access to a lot of tools that people use for generating wealth. And the most tools related to finance that we were familiar with were tools that allow you to acquire debt. So credit cards and loans. So I can see that there's a great gap in the accessibility for tools that people use to improve their overall economic situation. And that gap is only expanding with the new world of digital assets. So I feel compelled to help play a role since I've been in this space for a while. I've always been passionate about wealth building tools and finance. So it's just a natural fit. And that's what motivates me. It's like, oh, this is a unique mission that I feel strongly about to help make this more accessible to people who are not as interested in diving into it on their own.
Okay, great. And so, what's the first call to action here? So, uh, folks are now hearing about Portfolio. What is the first thing that they need to do?
Yeah, you can scan that QR code to see an example of my strategy. If you want to hit save or customize, you basically clone that and you have that strategy on your own Portfolio account, or you can go to portfolio.app and click get started and build your own strategy from scratch based off of the popular strategies from existing Portfolio users. And you can easily share that with your network. For anyone who's ever asked you, hey, what should I do in this space? Ask for your advice. If you've ever responded, do your own research. You can give them a link to help them get started on their own research.
Okay, and this is non-custodial, custodial. How does that work?
It's non-custodial. All the assets are owned by your own account, secured by your Privy wallet and your Near protocol account. Your assets are not pooled together. The strategy defines where your allocations are sent when you make a deposit into Portfolio. You can make a deposit from any other wallet. You don't have to connect a wallet. You can get a deposit address to send tokens. Maybe you want to get out of some holding and diversify into a holding that someone else has shared with you. You can do that with Portfolio.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So, any last words before we let you go? We're going to continue with our live stream. But
Yeah,
again, Charles, Ryan, thank you very much for coming in. Any last words? Go
just
right
to
ahead.
thank you for your support here, and I look forward to expanding this partnership to support all of the different tokens and offerings that you guys have at Metapool.
Yeah, there's
100%.
definitely a lot of things we can do, and as I said before, we are committed to the growth of the protocol, and it means supporting new up and coming solutions that are built on top of Near. So definitely, this is not going to be the last time we talk to one another. Charles, thank you very much for coming in. Ryan as well. Shout out to the community around Portfolio as well that joined us for the live stream. And yeah, make sure to give them a follow. Any socials that folks should be searching or looking into?
Yeah, we're at Get Portfolio, GET Portfolio. I'll drop it in the chat. Thanks, guys.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Francisco, make sure you put it there in the chat channel so people can look at Portfolio's socials. Thank you very much, Ryan, Charles. You stay safe. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you,
Until next
Charles,
time.
Ryan.
Cheers. Okay, so we got lots of things going on, right? The validator program. This has been an evolution in the making, right? We started back, as I said before, we started this in 2023, and it's been running for 3 years now. We started with the Enterprise Node Operator Program, Node Studio 1, Node Studio 2, Node Studio 3, the Professional Node Operator programs as well. And so it was it's been kind of what has kept the lights on for Metapool, right? We had a bunch of delegation coming in, and that kind of paid for the program itself as well as operations for Metapool. And it's been, we tried to replicate this program in other L1s. We didn't really get that success, and I think it was a little bit early in its time, in the sense that decentralization still not, well, it seems that it's not a priority for a lot of networks, right? And to be honest, it's fine, because right now, as Charles pointed out, institutions, yes, are coming. Most of them have their own means of handling the kind of the how can I say, the decentralization part, or the Nakamoto coefficient deficiencies in other ways. But anyhow, anything you'd like to comment around
No.
the
You're
validator
right.
program?
Yeah, at the beginning, going back to 2022, it was a defining factor, because the reason why people explained Bitcoin, for example, was decentralization, and the fight between, at that point, Ethereum, Near, and Solana was about decentralization, because the main critique that people had against, let's say, altcoins or different protocols, not Bitcoin, what this was decentralization. Right now, to be honest, you're right. People uh, didn't find it so important. Let's say, okay, decentralization is good, but if you don't have activity and volume, I don't care how decentralized you are. So I think it can, let's say, it is not on the spotlight, but it is extremely needed, because the moment you don't get that decentralization, uh, you will get a problem. And to be honest, in this case for Near, it is really a badge of honor that it has been decentralized and constantly on without any stop for the entire time since 2021. So
Yeah. So it's been
I think it is fundamental, but it is not in the spotlight right now.
yeah, exactly. And as we progress, as the needs expand, then it becomes relevant, right?
Correct.
It's
Correct.
it's kind of it's kind of it's not urgent until an issue happens, right?
And you
Um,
mentioned these newer ones, for example, Plasma, that one that is created by Tether at US, but the minters of USDT. Do you think they care about decentralization? No, they already have the volume, so decentralization is an afterthought.
yeah, exactly. And it's fine, right?
It's
Or it's
fine,
the
yes.
same. It's the same thing as Tron, right? It's like you know there's like 20 nodes, right? You understand that most of them are in China or XYZ, and yeah, and but as long as you're getting your USDT, your USDC or whatever on that network, well, it's fine, right? You get it from point A from point B, and then you spend it, and it's fine. So
Yeah, I
I
knock
think it
on wood,
depends
but
on.
yeah, I hope nobody has a problem with 21 nodes. Yes, but to be
Yeah,
honest,
exactly.
I prefer to work on chains that have at least 100, 200 or more. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's something we're providing for Near. I think we've been true to our word in delivering that, onboarding, handling most of them, and more importantly is making it sustainable, right? And this is a hard reality right now, which is running a node. It's not economically viable right now, as is, right? And
Anyway,
so
shout out to the team. They took the cost of running a node to the bare minimum. To be honest with you,
exactly. I think right now it's kind of like $10, $12, I think it is, or 14,
yes,
$15,
infra,
right?
yes.
And that's just paying the infrastructure for it. So it's we continue to evolve. It's not going to go to zero, right? Knock on wood. Uh, uh, all stake tokens, right? but infrastructure side, we're learning, we're evolving, we're making the technology better, and we're going to continue to evolve this as we progress. And it's something that we're really, really proud of. And again, a shout out to Alan, who's not with Metapool anymore, but he kind of got kickstarted this program with Franco as well. So a shout out to
David,
him.
Panda,
David,
Panda
who's
is
here,
here. Yeah.
Dave Panda, who's here. Yes, David Almeida. So thank you very much. Without you guys, this could not have happened, right? David was there since
In
without being a member of
2020.
Metapol, yeah, since 2020, right? So he's been running a nodes for Near since mainnet. So really really excited about that. A shout out to Blaze from um, uh,
Open
Alliance.
shop.
I forgot Open Charts Alliance, right? So thank you very much, Blaze. Always been a very open and how can I say
Supportive. Yeah. Yeah.
support of ours, and yeah, like we couldn't have done it without. And actually, a nice story here is through running nodes is how I met Lucio. So I went I was early investor in Near. I got my Near, and they sent us an email on staking, right? Staking your Near. I was like, okay, what's this? Oh, I get an APY. It's like I think it was 10% at that time or 11. It was really early, and I went into the Discord and I said, hey, like I have some Near. I want to stake it, but I want to stake it with somebody that is from Latin America. Like, is there somebody there? And they pointed out to Blaze, to Open Charts Alliance. And so I went to Open Charts Alliance to talk to Blaze. Hey, Blaze, like they told me that you kind of work with Latin America as well. Yeah. I work with Lucio and whatnot. And I think he is Brazilian. I'm like, okay, fine. I went, hey, Lucio, what's up, man? And all in English. And I say, and we went in there for quite a bit of time. And then I said, hey, where are you from? And he says, Argentina. I'm like, no mames. I have something in Spanish, right? Like, hey, I'm from Mexico. Like, let's stop. Let's stop with the English, and let's start talking in Spanish. And
No,
that's how
no,
this everything came together, right? So it was through Blaze
no.
introduction, Open Card.
Blaze is a real OG. Yes, yes. I think he guided me to do my first staking on, I don't know what, banana. What was monkey decks? I don't know what, but it was my first experience. Blaze was there.
Yeah, and so yeah, shout out to Blaze. Thank you very much, Blaze, for you have a space in our in the Metapool DAO. And so anyhow, so yeah, like it's that's how we started building, right? So running nodes and getting to understand staking. So there was a really great times there. Okay, so we got still a lot of things going on. We're going up past the hour right now. We said we were gonna keep this short, but it's our 5th anniversary, so we're gonna continue going. So we got a community race here. There's 3 steps to participate, right? Again, this is kind of like a referral program that it's kind of like evolving, and we wanted it to be stopped to be discussed as a referral program. So it's just a community race, right? So you get your referral code. You bring some staking, either Near or Solana. You go through the dashboard and you win, and then yeah, just join the race, right? It's
This is
we wanted to keep it fun, right?
this is a brainchild of Marcela. Marcela, if you want, you can join. Huh? And she's really, let's say, ramping up all the referral program. So my that's yours, Francisco. Are you showing that? Okay. Main instruction go to referrals.metapool.app, join and start the race.
Yeah, it's not that difficult, right? There's a Solana monkey business. They're up for grabs. So we kind of wanted to make it appealing for folks to participate. and also join another DAO, which is the monkey DAO. I got this guys right here. So shout out to all the monkeys. This is shout out to Tiago, right? Tiago really onboarded us into kind of like this different NFT DAOs in Solana. Shout out to the Galactic Geckos as well, Matt Lats as well, and yeah, but Solana monkey business has really got close to our hearts. I managed to collaborate with a couple of them. I think it was way back in 2024 at Iceland DAO in Koh Samui. So I got to meet a couple of the monkeys there. So yeah, it's just a wink and see what's next, right? So this is the community race. Please join. It's referrals.metapool.app, and yeah, your chance to win a Solana monkey business. So
There are two options. One is the race that we saw recently, and now if you can get stake from the Solana side, if you can get 3 wallets to hold for 60 days, you will get this monkey NFT prize. You have two programs to participate. One is the race, any chain, and the other is Solana. That, to be honest, with Solana, it's a very easy to sell deal, because right now MPSol has the best APY in Solana. If you go to, let me go to exactly how much. If you go to sol.metapool.app, you can see right now we have almost 9% of APY with MPSol. And the standard staking is around 5.5. So if you like 4% extra, going to MPSol is a good idea. And if you also want a monkey NFT as a prize, this game on referrals is a good game to participate.
yeah, and I think an important thing here is just understand that this is different from the community race. These are two different programs. An important thing here is that a wallet holding $300 worth of Solana or MPSol does not qualify. So it's 3 different wallets. You hold it for 60 days, and then we're gonna raffle the monkey, right? For all those wallets participating. Understand that these wallets need to be linked to the referral code. That's an important part of it. For more information, please join our Discord, ask questions there. Very important, those positions need to be maintained for at least 60 days. And yeah, the price is the Monkey DAO, Solana Monkey Business NFT, right? Very important, like who are your 3 wallets, right? And so make sure you get your buddies in and just start staking Solana. And I think this is an important part. Yes, we're going to continue to push more into this, but anytime. So
Yeah, Claudio, that's something new.
Okay,
something new and totally unexpected.
Yeah, let's drop this then.
That is a prize. Now we are reaching the end of the.
Okay, so anyhow, if you're watching us live today, this one is for you, right? And this is just going to be right now happening, right? So we got a couple of collectibles, right? Go to referrals.metapool.app. Use the referral code I love MP. So you got to validate that until late tonight, August 27th. Very important is 23:59 UTC. So we're gonna give a little bit of time for folks to join, claim your collectibles. This is gonna be something that we're gonna be using throughout the year. So as I said before, yes, we've been a little bit silent, but now things are gonna get a little bit more exciting. We got a few things up our sleeves. We've been a little bit kind of brainstorming how we can take it from there. And just, yeah, again, we're grateful for all your support. I know things haven't been easy, but at the end of the day, like I said to Lucio, that's life, right? It's just We've gotten used to the good times, but then you have this time to remember the past good times, and then when good times come in, then you can really appreciate it. So this is how you're gonna claim it. So go to that page, referrals.metapool.app. Use the batch code and claim your collectibles. Again, thank you very much for being part of this community. For those that haven't PDAO, thank you very much for being part of the DAO. We're gonna rekindle. I think we took a good break. Now it's time for us to really take a deep breath and then start hitting the ground running. Maybe not running, but maybe taking it one step at a time. Again, thank you very much, Cibeles, Pablo, Francisco, Marcela, Andrea, Kun, Dani, Chema, Leandro, Heflin, Leandro, the other Leandro. Thank you very much to
Rodrigo, Gala.
Rodrigo, Gala. We got Pablo Zeta as well. I don't know who else to thank. Tiago, Brian, Jam, Augusto, right?
Too many people right now.
David Almeida. Yeah. So it's been a ride. It's been a ride as well. Echo as well, all the way from Indo. Thank you very much for being part of this community. Hedy Max, thank you very much for being here. As I said before, it's been quite a trip, and we couldn't have been here without you. Thank you very much to Fan, your family, also to Nier and Espanol. As I said before, it just takes a village to build this, and there's more to come. We haven't gone anywhere, and we're going to continue to evolve, and we're going to make you part of this process. I can't say anymore, but thank you. Gracias, danke, kupon krap. I forgot how to say it in Indo, but anyhow, salam alaikum, and yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for being here and just staying here. Muchas gracias a todos. Como siempre, un gustazo. Lo cerraremos en español porque esto es lo que habla la mayoría de nuestra comunidad. Obrigado para aquellos que también están en Brasil. Y nada, ha sido un placer estar aquí con ustedes celebrando nuestro 5º aniversario. Viene más y nada, hasta pronto.
Hasta pronto.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Chao.
Chao.